What's going on, everybody? Tony here. Welcome back to our home here in Orlando, Florida. And today I was going to go to Epcot to check out their festival of the holidays. I was going to go to a Disney park, but after dropping Skylar off at the daycare, I wasn't going to let her play hooky today, even though I'm off work, because I don't want her to end up like Daddy. She's going to get her education. I was on my way headed to the park, and I was like, you know what? I'm off work today. There's a movie I want to see, and I don't know when I'm going to get a chance because Lisa's not into it, and I can't take the baby, so I thought this was perfect time. So I called Lisa, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to Epcot today. I'm going to go to the movies, and I'm going to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm just really excited to see it. So we're going to go. We're going to review it. Going to the movie theater is not my what I really want to do, to be honest with you. It's not a COVID thing, you know what I mean? Because I've been to the movies before, during COVID. So it's not a COVID thing, it's not a scared thing or anything like that. It's the fact that my sound system sounds so much better than the movie theaters. Granted, my TV is only a 65-inch TV. However, that's irrelevant, or it's all relative, for the sense, because I sit a mere 6.5, 7 feet away from the TV. So when you sit that close, you're getting the whole aspect of it, just like a big screen that you would get from the movie theaters, just not a projector. We got the Polk Towers. We got two Bic America F12 subwoofers. We got a Polk center channel there. We have Polk rear speakers here. And for Dolby Atmos, we set up height speakers here, which are really cool. So when a plane flies overhead, I'm always looking up because I'm getting that down. So this is me sitting here and we have them facing right over top. And that's kind of where I am, sitting in front of the TV, so dark. I mean, the picture's 4K, it's Dolby Vision, it's HDR10, it's all relative. And then we hooked up to get a killer sound out of the brains of the whole operation, which is the Denon 750H. So for that reason alone, I don't like going to the movie theater. So I would just normally stream it, on HBO Max or something like that. But because Ghostbusters Afterlife is a Sony film, Sony has these contracts and everything else, so they are not released for streaming on same day in the movie theaters, Like HBO Max, I watched Dune when it first came out, streamed it here. Same day as movie theater. I did the same thing for Mortal Kombat and Kong vs. Godzilla. So I can't do it for this movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I can't do it for the new Spider-Man movie when that comes out, because that is not going to, stream same day as the movie theater release, Spider-Man, because of the Sony and Disney contract, argument, whatever they have, but they now settled on something, but Disney doesn't get, the Sony movies on Disney Plus till later on in 2022. So I'm not going to be waiting, I don't know what it's going to be, 4-6 months until I can watch Spider-Man here at the house. So I'm going to have to go to the movie theaters for that one. So I got to find a babysitter. However, while I have time, because the movie is not going to start till 2 o'clock and the time is only 10 after 11 in the morning, I am going to recalibrate my speakers here while I have time. And it's obviously loud noises. So we're going to recalibrate every single speaker here, which is cool, with Audyssey that Denon uses, which is a room correction. So it goes by your distance and everything and measures everything out. It's a really good tool. It's a very good starting point, and you can adjust from there. Usually the only things I really have to adjust is the center by turning that up a couple dBs, and I play around with the subwoofers. However, the subwoofers are very powerful. They're about 500 watts a piece, to be honest with you. And last time we were watching Dune, it was shaking the walls. When Lisa went to the bathroom, she's like, I thought the walls were going to collapse on me. That's when you know your system is awesome. However, it was rattling a little bit much. So we're going to isolate these subwoofers here. We're going to get them off the floor. Now, a carpet is a very good isolation pad, but it's kind of thin, and I don't know what's really underneath this carpet. I don't know if it's concrete or anything like that. So we are gonna pick these off the floor, and we are gonna use isolation pads here. They're called Domes by Soundrise, and they're just like little squishy pads, you know, about an inch and a half. It's gonna raise the subwoofer off the ground. So pretty much isolation pads are just gonna help not do any damage to the floor, any cracking or anything on the wall. Now I do have the subwoofer away from the wall there, about a good half a foot, I'd say, you know, just looking at it. So it should give me a little bit of a tighter bass, a cleaner bass, and should help with rattling issues. So we're gonna do the setup first. And I'm gonna show you that real quick, because even if you're not interested, I mean, A, fast forward this, or if you are kind of interested just to see how this actually goes, the whole calibration setting, stick around, watch it for a little bit. It's not gonna take very long. And then we're gonna go to the movies, watch it, and review it at the end of this video. Isolators are in, hard to tell, but you can see there, it lifted it up about an inch, I'd say. So hopefully, we're gonna get some testings. We're gonna run Audyssey real quick through the Denon with a microphone, and then we're gonna adjust levels as need be. Now remember, all ears and rooms are different. So it just depends to what your ears like. This here is the Audyssey microphone that Denon provides. This is what's going to calibrate the speakers. We're going to put this at the main listening position, and we're going to run 6 different positions as well. And then these speakers, or I should say, the brains of the operation, the receiver, the Denon, is going to adjust these speakers to where the listening position is to get the best possible sounds. And then if it's a little lackluster for you still, or it's perfect. If it's perfect, leave it as it is. If it's not, and you like a little more bass, like I like a little more bass, so I'm probably gonna adjust this, move this volume back up. Because I think normally when I run Audyssey, the Denon's telling me to leave these at -8 dB, and I think I put these to around -3 dB. So I don't know, it's all what you think. All right, here we are in the setup menu on the Denon. You know, we're in the setup section, so this is displaying on the TV. We want to go to speakers. We want to do an Audyssey setup here. You'll get this message here. It can automatically measure the acoustics to your room and optimize speakers using the included microphone and microphone stand. We are going to hit next, and then it'll tell us to plug in the microphone. Here we are, we hit next. Connect the microphone to a tripod, you know, if you choose, if you have one. I have plenty of tripods, but I don't feel I need one. If you do not have a tripod, that's all right. Just use the microphone stand, blah, blah, blah. And then here we go. So we are going to connect the microphone into the Denon. Sound measurements are performed by placing microphone at 6 different positions in your listening area. You can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are going to do that. We'll place there. We'll place up top there. Because when I sit, my ear is pretty close to there. So we're going to set the microphone on top there, set it below, there, and there. 6 positions. All right, here we go. About to run it. Place your microphone at ear level at the main listening position. Main listening position is usually my listening position. So here I am. It's a little bit higher than my ears. I know that's probably not as accurate, but hey, we do what we can. Now when we hit next, it's going to start calibrating these speakers. It's going to start sounding like, what's the best way I could put it? It's going to start sounding like Mario Brothers in here. Side note, when it's calibrating, you should be quiet. Have nobody in here, because any type of noise will kind of mess this up. So you want to be as quiet as possible and just let the noise be coming from the speakers. After you run your first test, it will say your speaker detection here. It detected my front speakers, which are the towers here, the center, which is there, the subwoofers, which are there, the surrounds there, and the front height, which are up there. If it detected everything, you heard sound from each speaker, you hit next. If you didn't hear anything, you can repeat the last test, check some wires, things like that. Maybe something's not connected properly, run the test again. The setup is done. That took all but like anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes because you got to do 6 different listening position setups, for calibrating. So now I want to see what is going on, what they set, or the Denon set the speakers to. So we ran into Audyssey setup. That's what does the automatic room correction. I want to go to manual setup because I want to see now what's going on. So we want to do the crossovers first. And here is what they sent my speakers to. They want the front speakers here, these here at 40 hertz. They want the center at 60 hertz here. The surrounds, they want at 60 hertz. And the heights, they want at 60 hertz. But I'm going to change this. I'm going to set the fronts here to 80. I'm going to move the center to 90 hertz. The surrounds, I'm going to set to 120. And the heights, I'm going to set anywhere between 100 to 120. I'm going to, I don't know, let's do 120. Now, I'm not saying you should set your speakers to this. You have to look in your speaker manuals to see what the hertz is, what they are capable of doing. Now, this is what I want to see here. This is what I'm interested in. This is what Audyssey set your sound levels to for each speaker. And the cool thing about the Denon is when you put in, highlight which one, you'll get sound out of that speaker. So I'm highlighting the front left, I'm getting sound out of the front left. So they want it at a -5, which I'll probably keep. They want the center at a 0 dB. I'm probably going to move that up because I like the center. I like the dialogue to be a little bit louder. So I'm going to put that to a 4, plus 4 dBs. The front right, which is this one here, they want it a little bit less at a -1.5 dB. I don't know, probably leave it there. We're just going to see. They want the surround right at -2.5 dB. They want the surround left at a +4. They want the front right height, which is this one here, that's the front right, at a +1, a +2 for the left, and a -12 for the sub. I'm going to move the sub because I like the bass. I really like bass. So let's start that at a -3. So we went from -12 to -3, so we move that up. The front heights, the height speakers here, I'm going to put them up higher because I want the noise to come out more. That's just my thing. So I'm going to put these, let's go +8 on both sides. Okay. Surround left. I don't know, man. That sounds, it's going to be like too much, I think. So let's back that down and match this one here. So now my front rights and front lefts are going to match. So it's not going to be like blaring, you know what I mean, in that person's ears who's sitting there. So I want that to be the same. Now it's time to test this out. Especially I'm looking more at the subs because I put the isolation pads on there. So we're going to watch what has a lot of good Atmos and a lot of good sub bass. Let's test Mortal Kombat. The bass sounds a lot tighter. I will give that. The isolation pads, I wasn't really sure if I needed them, you know what I mean? It's not rattling as much. Sorry, I'm like really into the movie. So I'm testing another area too, in the scene that has a lot of bass. And that's generally what I'm going for here. I'm seeing the bass, because I put those isolation pads. Everything's set. Isolation pads were nice. Adjusted the bass a little bit more because it was a little boomy. So just turned it down like another dB. Let's go to the theater. Let's go check out this Ghostbuster movie. Let's review it. We're here at the movie theaters. Hopefully this is a good movie. From what I've been reading, what people have been telling me, this is a fantastic movie, especially if you're really into the original stuff, like the early stuff. I hear it's great, so I'm really excited to see this. We're watching it in IMAX today. Movie starts in roughly 15 minutes, so let's get it in. Let's watch this and let's review it. Best movie of 2021. Awesome, killer movie. Best movie of 2021. Fantastic. If you're into the Ghostbusters, the original 2 movies, you're gonna love this. They kind of like redid the first one, modernized, but yet like telling the story of it, of what happened in '84, you know? Kind of weird, but it was kind of predictable because, you know, you've seen the first one. I was so happy that they kept like all the original music played in the movie from the original movies. Fantastic. I love when movies do that. I love when they recreate it by even the smallest detail of just having the original music in. That's fantastic. Paul Rudd, simply amazing. I clapped when I saw Bill Murray, of course. Who wouldn't? You know, you've seen previews and, you know the Ghostbusters, they show up. So, excellent. Paid amazing tribute to Egon, you know, Harold Ramis, who passed away. A lot of tribute to him. It was a great, honorable movie for him. It's a movie that could make you cry, you know. It could, you know, just for the homage and everything like that. It's a perfect movie. I was impressed by the sound quality of the audio of the movie. I did spend a couple extra dollars because I wanted to see it in the IMAX. With IMAX comes the bigger screen and becomes bigger sound. So I was very impressed with the audio. It sounded like the subs were in my seat rattling around. That was pretty awesome. I love that. So I wish their projectors, though, were a little bit better because some of the black scenes looked gray, not black. So that's not the movie's fault. That's, the theater's projector's fault. They probably never, color corrected, accurately. So, I mean, that's that thing, That's different. That's home audio stuff, Worth the movie. Go check it out. Fantastic. Wait for stream. Could be a couple months because it's Sony, Or just go see this movie. It's you like the Ghostbusters, you like this movie. All right, gang. Thanks for hanging out, watching, checking out the review. If you decide to watch, the home audio, like recalibrating speakers and stuff, that's awesome too. Thanks for hanging and watching that. We'll see you next time, guys. I gotta go pick up my daughter from daycare and get myself, ready for work, in bed, I gotta get up at 2:30 in the morning. We'll see you next time, guys. Vlog finito.